All right, so I started this last year, and it's something I wanted to keep up and do again this year at the beginning of the year. If you guys are familiar with the channel, you know I don't like resolutions. I'm not a New Year's resolution guy, but I am a goal setter. And I've noticed that when I set specific goals and output based goals, not outcome based goals, for more on that, I have another video called Outcome versus Output. You can go check that out. But I like to set these goals at the beginning of the year because I've noticed that when I do that, even if I don't reach the goals, I come so much closer than I ever would have come had I not set the goals. If I don't have something to work towards, I just don't do anything. And that's just facts. I am motivated. I am self-motivated, but I have to put it out there. I have to make it official. I have to write it down. I have to make it a goal. And so I found 2020 was my most productive year I ever had. If you go back and watch last year's 2021 beginning of the year video, you'll hear all the stuff that I did in 2020 and what my goals were for this year in 2021. And what I did in that video and what I want to do today is go over the goals from the past year that I had set and talk about the ones that I reached and the ones that I didn't, and set new goals for 2022. So I don't want this video to be as long as last year's video was. It was way too long, so I'm going to try to jump right in and get right through these goals. But this is something I'd like to do every year, just to hold myself accountable and maybe inspire others to do the same. All right, so let's start off with the goals that I set last year in 2021. And I think I set them a couple months in advance, like October, November, I came up with them. This year is a little different. This year, I didn't come up with these goals until I was assessing how I did on last year's goals. So let's start with number one from last year was I wanted to upload 250 videos and or podcasts. That's like anything creative basically that I put out there. So I do YouTube, I do podcasts, I have 4 different podcasts, but I wanted to collectively have 250 things that I put out into the world that did not exist before. And I did not reach that goal. But like I said, one great thing about doing this goal setting thing is it gives me something to chase. And I think I'm positive that I got way further along in this goal than I ever would have had I not set the goal. So I wanted to hit 250, and I actually only ended up hitting 223. I did 132 YouTube videos, 34 Long Lost Brothers podcasts, 43 Marvel Plus podcasts, and 14 Patreon episodes for the Marvel Plus channel. I didn't count the Daily BS podcast because it's literally just the audio version of this YouTube channel. So I thought it was kind of cheating to do that. That's not what I had in mind when I set the goal. So 223 out of 250. Didn't reach the goal, but damn, that's a lot of content to put out, and I am proud of how far I got there. But, you know, I looked at this goal in setting next year's goal, so we'll talk about that in a few minutes. The next thing I wanted to do is improve on my marathon time. In 2020, I ran my first ever marathon, and it took me 5 hours and 25 minutes. Like, this was like, you know, a slow jog mixed with some walking, but I finished it. First ever time doing 26.2 miles, and 5.5 hours. But all I wanted to do is improve on that time. In my head, I wanted to get under 5 hours, at least under 5 hours, and I did that. That is one goal that I accomplished. I completed my marathon in 4 hours and 56 minutes, just shy of 5 hours. So that was kind of an unstated goal, but improving on the marathon time, I did that by almost 30 minutes. So really happy with that. Next, I wanted that marathon to be an organized marathon where I would invite people to run it with me. It didn't have to be an official race or anything like that, recognized by any group or corporate, any race committee or anything like that. I just wanted to invite friends and family of my friend, my cousin, my brother who passed away. I wanted to organize a marathon in his name. That's the reason I run the marathon on June 23rd is to honor him and to remember him. And I wanted to invite other people to come and do this with me. And I have to say I did complete this goal. I set up a Facebook page for this. I invited a lot of people. I had people saying they were going to come. Unfortunately, no one ended up making it. But I did organize it. I did try to make it happen, and I did complete it. So I have to say that I did complete that goal. I sure would like to be able to get people involved, though, the next time I do it. The next goal I had on my list was to bike 100 miles in one day. And I made this goal not even owning a bike. That was an ambitious goal, and I still do not own a bike. So I did not complete that goal. I will revisit this in the future because it's something I really want to do. I want to get into biking, not like crazy, but I would like to just get back into it. And I'd like to get my family into riding bikes together too. So anyway, now this next one is probably the one I'm most proud of completing because I feel it's the most detrimental, the most important, the most significant goal that I could have achieved for my health and wellness. And that is I wanted to quit vaping. I was a smoker for years. I had transitioned to vaping for the past 5 years. And I knew that if I wanted to run a better marathon time and if I just wanted to be generally healthy, my daughter has been begging me to stop vaping because she knows it's not good for you, and for years. And I kept saying, I will. And this year I did it. In 2021, in June of 2021, a few weeks out from my marathon, I stopped vaping. Haven't picked up the vape since. Haven't smoked any cigarettes since. I do chew nicotine gum, but I think I even said that last year when I made this goal that I would probably still chew nicotine gum. Not too worried about that health-wise, but so happy that I am, vape-free, cigarette-free, all that, tobacco-free, right? I'm just, yeah, that's, like I said, and it was tough. It was tough to just transition to just chewing gum after smoking and vaping for 15, 20 years. That's huge. That's huge. And I don't want to disparage it because in my head, it's kind of like, oh, big deal. It's one thing. You just made a decision, but damn, it's the most impactful thing I did all year. And it affects me and everyone around me more than any of these other personal goals. Okay, next. I wanted to write a book last year. I wanted to write basically the adventures of me and my cousin Chris that I was speaking about earlier. I had long wanted to capture our stories with the written word and put it into a book of short stories called Stories from Our Questionable Youth. And that was another very ambitious goal that I did not complete the goal. However, I do think by setting the goal, I put things in motion to make it happen because I did complete 3 chapters, 3 short stories, and I think that I'm on my way. But to say I'm going to write a whole book after never writing a book in my life, maybe it was a bit ambitious, but a lot of these goals are. A lot of these goals are a little bit out of reach. That's where I like to set them. So that I don't want to make them too attainable or else it's boring to chase. So, yeah, I wrote 3 chapters. I did not complete the goal, but I will continue working on this book going forward. The next thing that I wanted to do, I want to do a year of Murph. I wanted to do the Murph Project. And the Murph Project is basically doing the Murph workout, which is run 1 mile, do 100 pull-ups, do 200 push-ups, do 300 bodyweight squats, and run another mile for the best possible time. I wanted to do this weekly for an entire year starting in May. I did not do it. I did it once, and then after that I was like, there's no way I can do this while training for this marathon. And I pretty much gave up on that goal. I didn't think it was possible. Another one that we will revisit because this is something I really want to achieve. But no, I did not do the year of Murph. Next, I wanted to upload 25 Long Lost Brothers podcast episodes with Jesse Cole. We did 34 episodes in 2021, so really happy. Far exceeded that goal, and I'm really happy that we got to do that. So yeah, that's it. Those were the goals that I had. I completed 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and I did not complete 1, 2, 3 of them. So not too bad. 4 out of 7 completed. And like I said, probably the most important ones, right? The marathon, improving the marathon time. Oh, and also, I forgot to mention, I wanted to take a family vacation. This was the first time I had a family-based goal that wasn't just a personal, like, physical goal. And I did complete that as well. I was able to take my family on a vacation, a legit, full-on, week-long vacation to South Carolina. We had a great time, and I was so glad to be able to do that because that's something I wanted to do. My wife has been saying, I really want to take a vacation, and we kept juggling the idea, like, maybe we can just do a weekend. But we were able to do a full week, and I was so happy to be able to do that with the family. Yeah, so those were my 2021 goals. Like I said, completed more than half of them. Really happy with that. So I actually completed 5 out of 8. That's how many. 5 out of 8. So not bad. And like I said, the most significant has to be quitting vaping. I'm much healthier for that one. All right. Now, moving forward, I'm going to reiterate. I'm repeating a lot of these same goals for next year. But I'm going to be a little more realistic, I think, with some of them. All right, so here we go. 2022. I'm going to try to hit that goal of 250 podcasts or videos again. That's something I really want to get. Okay, and I think I can do it. I really think I can do it this time. Next, I'm going to try Year of Murph again, baby. I'm going to try Year of Murph again, and by adjusting my marathon, what I want to get from my marathon, I think that I can do Year of Murph. I think if I lower the expectations of the marathon a little bit, I can then bring the Murph up to where I want it to be and complete both goals, right? Because it's better to be consistently good, consistently completing things than to be, occasionally great, right? If you can complete a bunch of goals that were difficult or just one goal that was really difficult, for me personally, I'd rather complete a bunch of goals, So, Year of Murph, I'm going to try that again. And then this year for the marathon, here's my goal. I want to complete the marathon, and that's it. That's it. I have a longer term goal, a several year goal of improving my time to a point where I can qualify for the Boston Marathon, but not this year. This year, I just want to complete the Chris DePriest Memorial Marathon that I set up before, and hopefully get some other people to do it with me. No specified time. I may even walk some of it with my family just to get them involved as well, and maybe walking a portion. I'm thinking of walking half of it and running a half marathon for the best time I can get, and just to complete the 26.2, but still have something where I'm trying to get a certain time completed. But I may be able to get more people involved if it is a walk or run. So that's the goal. Complete the marathon. I want to buy a bike this year, damn it. I want to buy a bike, and I want to complete the 100 miles in one day. It's not a crazy challenge. It's like 5-6 hours of a day. It doesn't have to be crazy hard. It can be leisurely. I just want to complete 100-mile bike ride. That's what I want to do. That's it. So if I can do that, I will be happy with it. First, I got to get the bike. So hopefully this spring, I can get a new bike. All right. Next goal. This is a goal with my wife. I want to go on 25 dates with my wife. That's a date about every 2 weeks on average. And that can be anything. That can be going out for lunch together. That can be going to a movie together. Just something where it's just me and her, not with the kids. And this is something that both of us will agree, improves our relationship greatly. And through COVID, it was so difficult. I actually had this as a goal in 2020 and did not complete it because we had no babysitter. We had nowhere to take the kids, and the kids were not in school, and it ruined what we had set out. I was on a good path to make these dates happen until that happened. So this year, I really want to try and make the 25 dates with my wife happen. Next, another couple's goal, right? But this is kind of a family goal. I want to help my wife with organizing the entire house with the end goal of freeing up our workout space. We have workout space. We have a power rack with 400 pounds of steel weights. We have dumbbells. We have everything, and used to use this area to work out, but through the years have accumulated so many things in our house that it has taken over our workout space, and it's now used as storage. And the goal is to organize our entire house, and in the end, have room for the workout space. So that is a goal this year. I'm hoping we can do it by the summertime. Next up, 20 couples counseling sessions. I think couples counseling is good for everyone, especially, I won't even say especially early on in a marriage. My wife and I have been together for 8 years, and 9 years this year, or 10 years technically in 2022, later in 2022. 10 years. And we've been married for 3, and our life is just better when we have a place to like vent, to air our grievances, to talk about our plans, our goals, and do it with, an unbiased person there with us. And, life is tough, man. Life is tough enough without having to like balance a relationship and parenting and all this. So you throw all that in the mix, and there's bound to be some extra stressors. And I just feel that we both feel that counseling is very helpful in that endeavor. So I know we started going early last year. We did so many sessions and then didn't go for a portion of the year and then started back up at the end of the year. I want to make it happen at least 20 couples counseling sessions because I think it's good for our relationship. It has, every time we've went for a period of time, it has benefited our relationship. So, and I encourage anyone in any relationship to do this. It's a way to keep communication open. It's a way to make sure you're always working on your relationship and not letting that, slide to the back while you're parenting and working and taking care of all these things, right? So anyway, all that to say, I want to do 20 couples counseling sessions with my wife this year. Another 25 Long Lost Brothers episodes for Jesse Cole and myself. I have a feeling we're going to exceed that. We'll probably exceed last year's because I feel like a new fire is being lit under us. The channel's picking up steam. We're getting more and more listeners, and I feel like it's going to be a good year for the podcast. So, who knows? Maybe we try to do it once a week. So who knows? Maybe we'll get 50. But 25 is the reasonable goal, I feel like, once every 2 weeks. I want to create an LLC for all my creative works. Something, I don't know, Brett Scott Productions. Something of an umbrella to encompass all of my, Marvel Plus, Daily BS, Ambassadors of Quan, Long Lost Brothers, all the stuff that I do that I could potentially earn money from. I would like to incorporate that. I would like to form an LLC around that just to protect it as a business, protect myself personally. I'd like to do that and make it official, like an official business. And then along with that, I want to open a business account, bank account for this. So any money I do make from that can be put there, officially business money, and I can reinvest it and not be taxed the same on it, on money I'm reinvesting into a company. So anyway, and then finally, I want to write 5 chapters of the book that I planned on writing all of last year. I got 3 done last year. This year, I want to shoot for 5. So, by the end of the year, I want to have 8 chapters at least in this book. I don't even know how many chapters a book's going to have. So it was silly to say I'm going to write a whole book. I don't even know where it's going to end. I don't even know. But I want to add 5 chapters to this book. So if I can do that, I will feel it is a success for 2022. All right. That's it. Those are my goals for 2022. If I have any more, I will add them to the list and I'll let you guys know because I like to hold myself accountable. But this video is no shorter than last year's. I wanted it to be, but it's not. Yeah. I'd love to hear, what are your guys' goals for 2022? Don't give me resolutions. Don't give me, I'm going to start doing this for the first time in my life ever and just keep doing it. Or I'm going to stop doing this on the first of the year. That's bullshit. Whatever it is you're going to do, don't start the first of the year. Don't start Monday. Don't start tomorrow. Start right now. Whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, just do it. Start now. Make goals. Don't make resolutions. Don't say, I'm going to be a changed man. Don't do that. I'm going to change this about myself. Don't do that. Just attack small goals. Keep working towards overall betterment. Anyway, I'd love to hear what your guys, leave in the comments below, what is your list of 2022 goals? Doesn't have to be like mine. Doesn't have to be physical goals. Doesn't have to be work goals. It could be anything. Relationship goals, work goals, family goals, goals with your kids, whatever you want it to be. But I would suggest output-based goals. Goals that are based on how much work you put in, not the outcome of that work. So I'm not going to say I'm going to gain 5,000 YouTube subscribers next year. I'm going to say I'm going to upload 250 videos or podcasts. You know, that will get me towards that other goal, but I'm not going to set that other one as a goal because it doesn't depend on my work. I like to set goals that are dependent on work. How much work can I do in a certain amount of time, not what will I get from the work I produce, because that is what we do not have control over, what we get back for the work that we do. All we have control over is the work, and doing the work for the work's sake is the best way to move forward. All right. I've preached enough. This is the longest damn goals video ever. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. This is not, mostly what I do on this channel is entertainment and pop culture. If you're into that sort of thing, please subscribe for more. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Share it with people if you think it'll help them. And yeah, if you decide to stick around and subscribe to the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel or to the podcast, then I will talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks.